What's up, everybody? We got a new video for you. I told people for quite some time, Caitlin Clark has got to defend herself. Caitlin Clark has to voice the issues. Caitlin Clark has to stick up for herself. Caitlin Clark has to make it known about the problems that she's having in the WNBA. And constantly, Caitlin Clark will jump on a press conference, jump on a mic, and literally defend everybody. She won't call out bad refereeing. She won't call out her shitty coach. She won't call out shitty teammates. She won't call out shit. And the reality when it comes to professional sports is when you're the leader of a team, you have the right, and in fact, it's your job and your duty to call out the bullshit. Whether it's shitty refereeing, whether it's teammates that are not pulling their weight and doing their job, whether it's a coach that they feel is not doing their job. It happens all the time in professional sports. Coaches get fired because the star doesn't like the coach. I mean, it's happened for eternity. When people make decisions on who goes, is it the star player or is it the coach? It's the coach 99% of the time. 99% of the time, it is the coach who goes because the star player is largely irreplaceable. The coach is very replaceable. The teammates are replaceable. The star is irreplaceable. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez. Hit the like button, subscribe button, hype button, leave your comments. Let me know your thoughts on this content right here. Robert Horry, 7-time NBA champion, had some advice for Caitlin Clark. It's advice that I've been giving to Caitlin Clark now for 2 years plus. Fight back. Don't let them punk you. Don't let them bitch slap you. Don't let them treat you like shit. And yet every single time when you walk into a press conference, after she gets clotheslined by somebody, she says nothing. She does nothing. And in fact, quite honestly, I wish she would take someone's head off herself on a court. What's the worst that happens? She gets ejected? Unlikely. She got a flagrant one. Cool. Draw it. Zero issue. Draw technical. Zero issue. I'm not talking about temper tantrums. I'm talking about people fouling the crap out of you, people trying to hurt you, and you stand there and you take it. You let them shove you to the ground. You don't get up and shove back. The best thing I ever saw was her going back at Janelle Saloon from Golden State. And this is advice that I've been trying to give, but obviously the message will never get there from me. And you never hear it from people in the national media. But Robert Horry, 7-time champion, who played with the likes of Shaq, Kobe, Tim Duncan, and the like. Oh, Akeem Olajuwon, some of the greatest players of all time. He said, you think about when you're the best, everybody wants to knock you out. In fact, let me bring this on the screen. Everybody wants to knock you out. And I think a lot of people are going after her. And for me, just play the game. Some other players around the league didn't protect themselves, and the harassment went on. So my best advice for her is protect yourself. Don't let no one try to punk you. Horry played with Shaq and cited him as an example. I think I played with one of the greatest players in Shaq. He got hammered. I know he's bigger and stronger than Caitlin, but he got to a point where he just started fighting back. You know, someone elbowed him, you elbow him back. Clark is taking hard fouls. We all know this. She's had very, very weird officiating. She voices opinions about referees during the game quite often. Although I will say the last couple of games she has not. She has been pretty under control. I don't know that during the game is the time to do it. I think after the game, when you're in press conferences, when you really do it. Because they can't call you for a technical foul. They can fine you, but they can't call you for a technical foul. They can't eject you from the game. So you have to be careful on what you do during the game. But after the game, I've always said, carte blanche, open your mouth. Stop taking that shit. Call people out. Call your opponents out, the ones that are deliberately trying to hurt you. Horry played for 16 seasons, part of 7 NBA championship teams. This is a guy who threw a towel in the face of his former coach, Danny Ainge, with the Phoenix Suns. Threw a towel in his face. So this is a guy that doesn't take no shit from people. And I'm not sitting here saying that Caitlin Clark should throw a towel in Stephanie White's face. But I have no issue if she actually voiced her opinion about Stephanie White. In fact, I think she should. I don't think she should be jumping on PR schemes to lighten the load and lighten the pressure off of this franchise for what's going on with how Caitlin Clark's being utilized. It's one of those things where she takes it, and she takes it some more. And I do worry about the day that she finally breaks, finally cracks, and goes truly off. I mean, when you think about this situation, and I'm not trying to go in this direction, but I will. There are crazy things that happen in the world, and I'm not saying she's ever going to go to that level because she's not. But there are things that can mentally break people to the point where they do some crazy, crazy shit. And it could be that she punches somebody in the face during a game. It could be that whatever you saw with that spat with her and Stephanie White becomes 10 times worse. There are so many things that can happen. So many things that can happen. And so rather than wait around to defend yourself, you need to defend yourself right now. In whatever way you feel necessary. In whatever way you feel necessary. It's clear as day that your coach doesn't like you. Like, we can see it. Body language is real. Your reactions to her are real. I don't care what you say in a press conference and say, she's my dog, I ride or die, da-da-da-da-da. I don't care about that. I care about the real. The real is that y'all don't like each other. And that's perfectly okay because there are plenty of players and coaches that didn't like each other and still found a way to win. There are still plenty of players and teammates that didn't like each other but still found a way to win. Championships, in fact. So that whole nonsense narrative of everyone got to be friends and kumbaya and team cohesion and locker room and all that crap, it doesn't matter if you find a way to win. And quite frankly, what is Stephanie White really going to do? Is she going to bench Caitlin Clark? People talked about how Stephanie White sent Caitlin Clark back to the bench or whatever in the last game. I even heard Jason Whitlock say that when she kicked up her second foul at the 30-second mark of the first quarter and got pulled out of the game, and then I said she was back on the floor, Jason Whitlock suggested that she checked herself back in the game. I don't think she did that. I think that she was put back in the game and that the coaches, because they're incompetent, forgot she had 2 fouls. That's what I think happened. I don't think Caitlin Clark just willy-nilly checked herself back into a basketball game, because if she had, she would have done so again when she was walking to that table and was then told to sit down by Stephanie White, because she could have just blown Stephanie White off and said, I'm going to check in and ain't shit you can do about it. Checked in, and then Stephanie White would have had to made a decision. Do I send someone else back in to take her out, or do I sit there and deal with it? And the reality is she would have sat there and done nothing. She would have done nothing. Because at the end of the day, no one's there to watch Stephanie White coach. People are there to watch Caitlin Clark play basketball. So I do believe that realistically, the coaches forgot she had 2 fouls. Because otherwise, Caitlin Clark realistically could check herself in at any time she wants. Because there are players in the NBA that do that. There are players in the NBA who have done that and had the authority when they were ready to go back in to check themselves back in. I can't name the names, I'm sure, but there are players that have had that authority. Like, it's like football. Players that are the elite players, like, I'm going back in, man. Get out. Bye. Get out. Like, I mean, what are you talking about? I'm the best player on the team. I'm one of the best players in the world. Checking myself back in. I'm good now. I got my win back. I'm good. And when Stephanie White sent her back to the bench, she still had 2. I believe it was second quarter. She still had 2 fouls. So realistically, I don't know if I had the biggest problem of not letting her go back in the game, because you don't want her to pick up a 3rd foul, which she eventually did with a couple minutes to go in the second quarter, for which, of course, Stephanie White did not challenge. Again, another example of fighting back. That happens. Caitlin Clark needs to run right to Stephanie White's face and like challenge that shit. I didn't touch her. But again, this is the song and dance we're dealing with. This is the dance we're dealing with right now. It's messy and ugly. And here you got a former NBA champion who's played with some of the greatest players of all time telling you, stop taking that shit. Fight back. And I repeat my message to Caitlin Clark. Fight back. Fight back and fight back some more. Because if you don't fight back, there's nothing else that anybody can do for you. That's all I got. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, hype, subscribe. Leave your thoughts, man. I appreciate it. Subscribe to both the channels. I appreciate it as we continue to grow, man. This is Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.